It's your boy Indy 2K all day, every day, in the house and the place to be, coming back at you with another My Team banger. And today, guys, we're going to be assembling the Avengers. We're going to form Voltron and we're going to put together my GOAT squad. Now, before we get this video started off, I do want to mention that I did spend about 12 to 15 million MT to assemble this GOAT squad. And we'll be discussing how much I paid for every single one of these players. Now, I'm sure it's going to seem like I overpaid for every single one of these players, but you got to remember, I got these players when they first came out on day one as soon as they dropped, so I can have the most possible time with them. And I've had them since maybe week 4 of season 7, and I've got to say, I've been having a blast. I love my team. I absolutely love my GOAT squad, and I love every single one of these players, and that's the reason why I got them. And I can't mention how proud I am of this team because this is the team that got me 125 tier 1 showdown wins. And like I said, I've been having a blast with this team because winning equals fun. And that's what I've been doing. Out of 125 games, I think I've lost maybe 10 to 15. So I've absolutely been loving this team and just having a complete blast with them. So without any further delay, let's jump straight into this video and let's check out this GOAT squad because it is the best squad, the best GOAT squad, the only real GOAT squad on YouTube. They ain't no fake MyTeam GOATs over here. These are real GOATs. You had to pay for these GOATs. You couldn't just grind for them. Okay. As my starting point guard, as my PG1, I've got none other than Michael Air Jeffrey Jordan, the real life GOAT. And guys, there should be no arguing or debating about that. Michael Air Jeffrey Jordan is the real life GOAT. He's the GOAT, period. That's all that needs to be said about that. And then at the number 2 position, at the 2 spot, I've got his better half, his buddy in crime, the second half of the dynamic duo, Scottie Pippen. And guys, Scottie Pippen makes for such a great shooting guard because he is 6'8". And at 6'8", he's just gonna give a whole bunch of shooting guards, especially like the shorter ones, the smaller ones, a whole bunch of problems. And he's pretty damn big at 6'8" at the 2 spot. At the 3 spot, I've got a legend, and that is GOAT Dirk Nowitzki. And I am so happy to have this card on my team. He was a game changer for my team. When I first got Dirk, I was real iffy about him. I thought I should have maybe gone with Giannis or waited to have gotten like a King James or something, or maybe even gone with Tim Duncan. Should have I waited for Tim Duncan and maybe shelled out the extra MT. But after I got Dirk Nowitzki and I started playing with him and I gave him a really good try, I realized that this card was not only elite, but he was S tier. And he definitely had a better jumper than Giannis. And he definitely plays and feels a lot bigger than Timmy at the 3. So I think he's the perfect card to go with. And this is the man that took down the big 3 in Miami. He took down the Heatles all by himself. He took down Chris Bosh, D-Wade, and King James all by himself. The only players that he had by his side was Jason the Jet Terry and JJ Barrera. And that's all he needed to take down the King. On to the number 4 spot. At power forward, I've got the Admiral, David Robinson. And guys, I've been loving this David Robinson card since his pink diamond, and then I was in love with this Galaxy Opal that we got for the level 40 reward. And then I was real happy with his Dark Matter card, especially once I got him all badged out. That card just performed like no other. It was a great card, and it was really easy to shoot with that card. I do love this GOAT David Robinson card, but I can't say it's as easy to shoot with him as it was with the Dark Matter card or even the Galaxy Opal card. So while I do love this card because on the court, this card is moving and shaking. Like he is moving and grooving. And he's really, really good and really good on his feet, really agile, really versatile. And I love this card. I just wish I could shoot a little bit better with them from three. Because like I said, I was draining it with the Dark Matter David Robinson and the Galaxy Opal David Robinson. But I can't say enough about how much I've been loving this card all year and how much this card has come through for me. Not only does he get me buckets, but he gets me dubs. Onto the 5 spot, and I've got the most dominant center of all time, Shaq, Daddy, Diesel. And you can't go wrong with Shaq at the 5. Not only does he got a great player build, he's 7'1", but he's huge. He's got a strong, wide, big player build. It's hard for your opponent to get around, even just to get around Shaq. And then on the defensive end, he's great on getting block shots. He's great on getting defensive rebounds and offensive rebounds. And I can't say enough about him. He clogs up the lane, and this Shaq has a great jump shot, a smooth jump shot. He's got an even better jump shot than David Robinson. Way better of a jump shot than David Robinson. I can hit the threes with Shaq so easily. If you can't shoot threes with Shaq, it's not the card, it's you. Like I said, he's even got a better jumper that's easier to green than David Robinson. And I can't say enough about how much I love this Shaq card, and you can't go wrong with this card, especially if you got him out of a Hall of Fame box or as your topper. That's a great card to pull. Okay, now guys, let's get to my bench. And coming off my bench as my PG2 is none other than Penny Hardaway. And this card costed me a pretty penny. Maybe even one pretty penny too many. But this is a great card. I know some people don't like this card for some reason. I think some people don't like his release. I don't think that this is a card you could shit on or even try to put into the C tier. I think this is an A tier card. If you put this card at anything below B tier, then you don't know hoops, you don't know NBA 2K, because he's a 6'7" point guard. He can move, he can shake. I think he's got a great jump shot. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know if it's the Patty Oscar or something else, or the Oscar Sexton. But I love his jump shot, and I'm always easily greening his jumpers. And I think the shot is great. And I think he's a great elite slasher. And at 6'7", he could post up most of the smaller point guards, and he could also take them to the rim and dunk over them easily. He's a great card to have. I love that card as my point guard coming off the bench as my PG2. At the shooting guard position, as the shooting guard coming off the bench, I thought there was no one else that I can go with that would be a better person to come off the bench for like Michael Jordan and Scottie. And that's Dr. J. Julius Erving. Guys, we've got a doctor in the house. And I can't say enough about how good this card is. For a while, this card was my starting point guard until I got Scottie Pippen. And then I started running Scottie at the 1, and I also started running Michael at the 1. But for the longest, he was my starting point guard. And he's 6'7". His height makes a huge difference at the point guard position. He could shoot. His release is super smooth, super easy to time. I'm not sure if it's as quick as like Michael's or Scottie's or anyone else's, but it's more than quick enough. But the good part about it is easy to green and it's easy to hit. And I love this card at 6'7". I was just bulldozing my way to the rim and just dunking on motherfuckers, like dunking on their whole team. And just when you thought I was gonna do nothing but rim run with them, I step out and hit the step back 3. And just to let you guys know that Dr. J and Penny Hardaway are really similar players. They got really similar builds, and they definitely have the same step back jump shot. So if you could time the step back jump shot with Penny, you could time it with Dr. J. And I always think that's really good when you have like everyone on the team that's kind of shooting the same type of jump shot, that they all have the same type of release. I think that makes for a more consistent shooting as a whole team. But Dr. J was a great free level 40 reward, and you can't go wrong with Dr. J. He should still be on everyone's team. At the very least, he should be coming off your bench. At the 3 spot, as my small forward coming off the bench, I've got Larry Bird. or as I like to call him, Larry Legend. But no matter what you like to call him, Larry Joe Bird made my team for sure. And I kind of went with Larry Joe Bird, or whatever you want to call him, Larry Bird, because he was a really affordable, cheap, small forward compared to like all the other small forwards, or even compared to the power forwards that I wanted to get. I wanted to originally go with Anthony Davis or Tim Duncan as my small forward off the bench, but I really couldn't afford them. I was kind of capped off, like I said earlier, like, I had only about 12 million MT on hand. So with all that said, I was like, well, what's an affordable alternative, and what's going to be, make for a great player at the three, spot as a player coming off my bench? You can't go wrong with Larry Bird. I can't explain how much I love this card, and it was one of the biggest surprises of the year for me. Him and Dirk Nowitzki. I can't explain how much I loved having those two cards on my team, and how much of a game changer they were to my team. They improved it offensively and defensively, and they just completely spreaded the floor. And he was also able to handle the rock and slash to the rim on an elite level. This Larry Bird actually had ups. He actually had a vertical leap, and he was actually able to dunk on people and finish at the rim. And I was so happy with this card. Okay, on to the fourth. I can rant on about how much I love that Larry Bird card and Dirk Nowitzki all night, because those two cards surpassed my expectations. But I'm on to the fourth spot. Coming off my bench at the power forward position, I've got the legend himself, Wilt Chamberlain. At one point, people would argue that he was the true GOAT of the NBA. This guy averaged 50 points and like 25 rebounds for like a whole season, and he was pretty much unstoppable at the center position, and he's the same guy that scored 100 points in one game. So it goes to show you that offensively and defensively, he's going to be elite. On the defensive end, he's just eating up rebounds and defending at a high level, and just blocking shots and rebounding like no other. He's eating up rebounds like Pac-Man. But he's great to have at the four. I can't explain how elite this card is. It's a toss-up between him and Shaq, who's better. But he's just as good as Shaq, and just as big, just as strong. But I want to say more athletic. Okay, at the 5 spot, coming off my bench, this is not a GOAT card, but it might as well be a GOAT card, because I have him badged out with 40 legends, and that's my boy, 7'4", Ralph Sampson. Like I said, guys, I know he doesn't look right. I know it doesn't look right to have him mixed in with all the rest of the GOATs. But when I say, let me assure you that when I say that he's a GOAT, he is a GOAT card. He's got 40 legends. He's 7'4". He can move like no other. He's got great athleticism. And his jump shot is like a jump shot that they were supposed to give to like a shooting guard or a point guard or a small forward. His release is probably better than some shooting guards and some point guards. And at 7'4", he can just shoot over everyone just like Wemby does. And I want to say he's probably better than the invincible Wemby card, because he's to me got a bigger, stronger body build. And I think he's just as good as the invincible Wemby, if not. And like I said, I've got 40 legends on him, and to me that makes him just as good as any of the other GOAT cards. Sometimes I think I give him more minutes than I do to David Robinson and to Wilt Chamberlain. He gets just as many minutes as anyone else. Okay, in my reserves as my PG3, I usually go with SGA, and I do have 40 legends on him also. But nowadays, I kind of want to, now that I have 125 wins in Showdown and Tier 1, I'm kind of playing more relaxed out there in Showdown, so I kind of want to give this Kyrie Irving card a chance, since I'm not taking it so seriously. I'm not completely stressing out there about the wins unless it's against a Tier 1, player. By the way, against Tier 1 players, I'm 3-0, just to let you know. Okay, now in my reserves, I usually like to have a PG3, and I also like to have 2 bigs in there. A power forward big and a center. So I always keep backups of a power forward and a center. And at this spot, I like to keep this Kevin McHale card, because he is 6'10", 210 pounds, but he's got the wingspan of like 7'11". And not only is he great at the four because he's big enough to play the four, especially with his wingspan, but at the three, oh my God, he's just shooting over people. He's like dunking over small forwards. His wingspan makes him really good on defense. He's just able to block everyone's shot and play the passing lanes and steal the ball a lot. I can't explain how much I also love this Kevin McHale card and how this card caught me off guard and really surprised the shit out of me of how good he turned out to be because I didn't expect him to be this good. But I want to say he's borderline on the same level as Dirk Nowitzki and Larry Bird. If you can afford a GOAT Dirk Nowitzki and a GOAT Larry Bird, but you want a big small forward with a nice wingspan and a smooth jump shot, you can't go wrong with Kevin McHale. I want to say he's better than Sean Kemp, and he's also better than Invincible Chris Webber. That's my thought and my opinion on it. And then on my final spot, it's another non-GOAT card, and it's also not even an Invincible. It's my man, the Chinese GOAT. It's Yao Ming. And my Yao Ming has 40 legends. He's all badged out. And, you know, I can't afford the GOAT Yao Ming, and I can't even afford the Invincible Yao Ming. I just don't have enough MT left over. And at this stage of the game, there's not enough time for me to farm 5 million MT for Invincible Yao Ming. There's not enough time for me to farm 8 to 10 million MT for the GOAT Yao Ming. So this is the third best Yao Ming on the market. But I want to say that even the third best Yao Ming on the market is and this is the honest truth. The third best Yao Ming on the market is better than GOAT David Robinson. I can't I want to say his height alone makes him just as valuable as a GOAT David Robinson, GOAT Shaq, and GOAT Wilt Chamberlain, if not more valuable. He's versatile. He's athletic. He's got great agility. He's gonna finish at the hoop, you know, with difficult layups and even difficult dunks. He's gonna finish at the hoop because he's got all the cheesy animations. So any sort of difficult layup or difficult dunk, he's making them. He's able. I know the jump shot isn't the quickest, but it's quick enough, and he's able to easily shoot over anyone and everyone that's in his face. He's easily going to shoot over everyone, even a Ralph Sampson. He's going to be able to shoot over him. And you just need a little bit of time and space to get that jumper off, but not much, you know, space or time. It's like I said, it's quick enough. So I absolutely love this Yao Ming card. It was the only blessing that I got all year from 2K. It's the only card that I got for free. I got them out of a locker code. And when I say that this card was a game changer, as soon as I got this card is when I wanted to start spending my MT. It's when I wanted to start building my team. And I started basically building my team around Yao Ming. And from there, he just had a permanent home on my squad. And I'm not letting go of this card. He's going nowhere. It doesn't matter if there's GOAT cards, if there's Invincible cards. He's here to stay, you know, till the end of this cycle. And he found a home on this team for sure. That's how great, that's how elite the card is. When I say that he makes the games easier, like getting wins in showdown, just having him by himself on my squad at first just made getting wins in showdown so much easier. And it made it so much easier for me to get to tier 1 and get, you know, 60 wins a season. So since I've had Yao Ming, I've been doing a lot of winning and nothing but winning.